Alright guys, so today is going to be kind of a continuation of the last time. I'm just going to show you how to make countries and states. So this is my mod. I know, ignore the colors of the countries, are pretty bad. Right here I'm going to be adding a state, and I'll show you how to do it, how to customize it, how to name it, how to color it, how to give it a focus tree, set its ideologies, political advisors, country name, what's this guy, leader, and factories and buildings and all that. So yeah, it's going to be another long one, but let's get into it. Alright, so we're going to start out with the basics here. And the first thing is you need your mod, and you need something such as Sublime Text or Notepad++. Highly recommend Sublime Text. It's what I'm using. I'm really not familiar with any other platforms. So in your mod, you're going to need a common folder, you're going to need a countries folder, and a countries underscore tags folder. Those are the two things you're going to need for making your country. National focus, you're going to need this if you want to make your country. But I'm going to go off my last video where I showed you how to make your own, world, basically, like this. So I'm going to assume you have most of these things. So in your countries, you might not have anything. All you have to do is copy off the base game files. So go into Hearts of Iron, Common, Countries, and then find, this is really just going to affect the models. So just find like a European country, so like Denmark, and you can always change the graphical culture. I just like Western because like the default countries. Color doesn't matter. That's not your color. That's not your nation color. So that doesn't matter. So just copy this. Just copy the whole file, then paste it here. So I'm gonna make a country. Before we do that, you need to think of a name. So let's copy paste that. Rename it. We don't know a name yet, so I actually have a thing here. I just generate my random country names. I like Osnington. Let's just do that. Rename Osnington, capitalize it. Alright, make sure you know how to spell it though, because you are going to need it for later. So rename, copy that. Alright, then you're done here. In Sublime Text, you can drag over colors.txt. You're going to need that. Drag that over. Delete everything in it if you copied it from the base game. This is just basically, this is the color of your nation right here. This is not even sure, but just, you want to set it as basically the same as your top color. So this is your country tag. So if I was doing Denmark, then this would change the color of Denmark. And something cool about country colors is you can actually, in-game, you can edit them quickly. If I change the color right now, I could do reload country colors, and it'll automatically change the color right in front of your eyes. But I don't have any to change yet. So back to my mod. So those are the only things you need to do in countries. Then go into country tags. You can also copy this from the base game files. Just drag this over, delete everything in it, and then you're going to need to type something like this for your country. This is the country tag, so if I was doing Denmark, then that would be the country tag, equals, then countries / countryname.txt, which is simply just this. We're in countries / whatever the txt file is, whatever you named it. That's all you need to do in here. So for us, my tag, I'm going to make it C18 equals parentheses countries / what was it? Osnington.txt. And you could have spaces here. There's no problem with that. And that's all you need for that. Then we're going to go to history, countries, and just copy off a minor country like Albania. I'm going to copy off my mod. I'm going to show you. You can edit these files, but this is where you're going to do most of your work. So just name it C18 space dash space. What is it? Osnington. And you're done. Make sure it's your country tag matches here. I'm doing C18 and C whatever just because country blank, just so it's easier for me. You can do whatever you want your tag to be. Like for Osnington, you do OSN. The only thing is you can't have two conflicting files. So if I do, let's say my country is something, like if I make my country tag Denmark, in the base game, there's already Denmark, so I'd have two Denmark files, so it'd be conflicting. And if you do have your own custom map, you are going to have to keep all the base game files in there, but they're just going to be empty with capital equals 1. Not sure why, it just crashes or gives you errors otherwise. So, but now with your history file, this is called, set the capital. This is the state. So my state is state 51. You're going to be able to edit the capital later, don't worry. Then there's the OOB. So the OOB is, we'll be coming back to it, but this is where you're going to set your units, your ships, your air force, all that generic stuff. Technology, this is like the basic technologies right here. I'll leave this in the description so you can copy it. But this is these technologies. If you enter and copy and paste this, you'll get these technologies. Mountaineers, yeah. You'll get support companies. You'll get basic tanks. You'll get basic artillery. You'll get basic naval, basic air, and none of those. So like base game, generic start. And you can always remove these, like figure it out. Like CAS 1 is close air support. This is an early fighter. This is anti-air. If you don't want Mountaineers, it is somewhere in here. Mountaineers, Tech Mountaineers. And if you want to find out all the technologies, simply go into common. You can do this in the base game too. Technologies, and then here. So it should be here, yeah. So you can just search for, if I want light tank, it usually has an underline like that. So this is improved light tank, which is light tank 2s, I believe. So that would be here. Improved light tank. So those are how you do those. Oops, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Alright, so finish this little area off. You could paste this. This is not in the default country, surprisingly, most of these. This is just the convoys, but my nation's landlocked, so I'm going to set a hashtag there, which means it's not going to read this line. This line is invisible. Whatever I type here won't matter. It won't read it. Research slots, I'm going to give this nation 2 because they're minor, it's super small. Their war support, they're going to be small, so I don't want to make an impact. And they can have 64 stability. This is like how much. Normally a nation starts out with like 2 or 1 political power. This will just give them an extra amount, but yet again I have it start out. Add manpower. So this nation, a good nation example is this one. This one only has 85,000 people in the state, which you can change, meaning it'll probably only have like 1,000 manpower, and if I give it a unit, it'll be completely, have like 2 men in it. So I just give it extra manpower just to fill it in. Then you want to do set politics. I'll leave like this whole file in the description so you can copy and paste it. This is the ruling party. There's 4: fascism, communism, democratic, and neutrality. I'm going to do neutrality. And then you could set neutrality, fascism, if you spell it right. Basically, you need to have it equal to 100%. If you do a pie chart. So this is your pie chart right here. Let me finish typing this. This is your pie chart right here. It has to equal 100 or else you're going to get, I don't know what's going to happen, but just make sure it equals 100. I'll give them like 7%. So what is that, like 93? And then like 10. So 83. And 5. What is that? 78. I think that's 100. I'm stupid. I don't know. This is elections. I don't really mess with that. Normally, if you're fascist, you don't have elections. But yeah, this is like how frequently. I don't know if it's months or weeks. I think it's weeks if you enable it. And the last election is just how long ago the last election is. It'll just stay here. So, yeah. And this is country leader, which I'll get into next, because this is a little more complicated. Alright, so I opened some new things, and, So we're going to do country leaders next. So, start with the name. Name them whatever you want. Normally I'd use, like, a name generator to do it, but we're just going to name him... let's just name him leader. All right. So description is kind of weird. It's not what you think. So what you need to do is in your mod, copy like one of these and just name it country_leaders, or really whatever you want, but country_leaders is good. And just delete everything in it except for this one equals English. And these are all your files. So copy this. This will be in the description too. So, yeah. So, okay, like that. Make sure you close it. So it's politics _ whatever we want _ description. So we're just going to do leader. I don't know if it has to be in caps, but in the base game it is, so I'm going to go off of that. And then simply just copy one of these. I'm just going to do leader. And then this is the actual name, so leader. Like, that's the actual name of your guy. That's pretty much it for country leaders, except you just need a picture. And ideology, sorry, my bad. So ideology, I'll get into in a minute. Let's just do pictures. So go to GFX/leaders/ whatever you want. I like to go Europe, grab a generic guy. Let's grab 5, he looks nice. Boom, boom. But that's not all, because you need to do GFX/leaders/Europe/that. There you go. And there's your generic guy. Ideology. Normally, this would be, if you have the base game stuff, let me do this from the base game to show you, because I have different ideologies. So to find ideologies, go into common, ideologies, and drag this in. So these are the types of ideologies in the base game. It's not democratic, it's conservative, liberalism, socialism, but make sure it matches. If your country's democratic, don't give him Marxism from communism, okay? But if he's communism, you can give him one of these 5. You can give him Stalinism. And do they matter? I don't really know. That's why I changed them around a bit. So for me, what I did is, where is it actually? Hold on, I didn't grab mine. I edited mine a lot here. So I just renamed fascism, and I just gave it fascism_ideology. And I edited all my, the rules and modifiers and stuff, which I'll get into a different time if you guys really want, because it's complicated. But it basically, in my game, aggressors is fascism, pacifists is democratic, unitists is communism, neutrals is neutrality. And I just changed the colors around. That's a whole nother video if you guys really want, but it's not that complicated. But anyway, back into this. So yeah, for me, we're going to be neutrality, so it's going to be, for me it'll be, oh my goodness, neutrality _ideology. For you guys, remember, for you guys it's going to be different. It's going to be whatever it is in the base game. So yeah, that should make your leader. I have trouble with leaders sometimes. Sometimes they don't work. Sometimes they're really weird. Traits, you don't need traits. If you want to add traits, actually, sorry, I should not just ignore that, and I should show you. It's common / country leaders. Where's the leaders? Oh god. Oh, country leader, country_leader, and then traits. It's going to take because it's a really large file. But yeah, there's dictator, which will give you political power. Warrior code, which will give you war goal tension against China. I don't know. Stout defender, which gives something. Oh, focus on more defense. Kind of thing like that. So yeah, you can give them different modifiers, traits. I'm not going to right now. But yeah, basically, if you did want to do that. Sorry, basically, if I want a dictator, I would just type dictator here, and it would work. And if I want to add another one, dictator, yeah, get the point. No, I'll leave dictator, actually. No point not to. I actually didn't give any of my guys that yet, so I should do that. And that's really it for here. The only other thing you could do is ship variants and making fleets. But yet again, that is so long, and that'll be another video. I'll show you how to make like land units here, but doing navies and man the guns is hell on earth. So that would take another 20 minutes to explain, so we're not going to do that. So next I'll show you how to make buildings and edit your state file. Alright, so one thing I didn't actually tell you is how to make states. It's pretty simple. You can do it in the Nudger, but I find it to be really buggy. So what you want to do is, I'll just show you how to do it in the Nudger actually. So I'll show you both ways, really quick. It's not a complicated process. So in the Nudger, click on states, and you should have your provinces. So if I want to make a new state, I have a bunch of states already. Let's make one here. So you're going to shift click, left click, then click again, then shift click, shift double left click, and while holding shift the whole time, you'll do this, because if you're not holding shift, it won't select it. So if I want this to be a state, yeah, actually this is easier than doing it the manual way. Then state name. So I'm just going to, I keep my states going in order for no reason. So state 122, so I just name it state 123. Click create state, and then it's going to disappear. Then go into your states file in your base game, and then go into this directory, which is just your Hearts of Iron 4 folder, which is right behind your mod folder. So if you can't find it, just reverse back here. There. Then go into map, no, not map, sorry, history, states, and drag them in. Boom. Now to name these states, because those aren't the actual official names, localization. I'm kind of rushing through this, but I'm sorry, just stay with me. State names English or whatever language you speak. Copied over from the base game if you want. Then state _1, which is just means, you know, this is state 35 because it's the 35th state I made. ID 35. So I just made state 122, right? Or did I make 123? I don't know. So just do state 122 and then name it state 122. Or I can name it whatever you want. Hello, you know, and it'll appear. But state 122 works for me. Then you could actually just click update, and it's right there. The name isn't really gonna update, I don't think. Oh wait, no. Look, there you go. That's state 122 updated for me. So if I do, see how it says state _123. If I just copy this, boom, state 123, 23, update, state 123. There you go. The reason I said it's unstable is because sometimes I find it just crashes if you click update and stuff sometimes, but it's fine. And if you want to edit your state, oh, that doesn't look good, you can click that, click save, and then it'll just reappear back here in Hearts of Iron History States. You just re-drag them in, and I'll update it for you. Anyway, how to edit a state. Alright, so by now you probably reloaded your game, and you probably saw, hey, where's my country? It's not there. And you might have gotten these two errors if you made a new state for your country. It doesn't have a category and doesn't have people living in it. So this is the state right here that I wanted. Where's my country? Well, we didn't actually set the state yet, which what we're going to do now. So this is the state that my country is going to be in. So this is that state right here. So basically, I made a new state just to show you guys. So let me load that one up. History, state. So I just made state 123. So no people living in it means manpower. Manpower means how many people are going to be living in it. That doesn't mean how many people that are going to be in your manpower from it. It means the population of this state. So for this new state, I don't know, let's just give it like a random number. For me, it doesn't matter. That's not the state I'm editing. And then state category. This is, what is your state? Is it a town? Is it a city? Is it a blank? Whatever. I just make most of mine towns. Doesn't really affect anything except for how many building slots does it have. And if you really want to go into that, you can go into state_category. These are all the different ones you can do. A wasteland has 0 building slots. Tiny island has 0. However, a large city has 8 building slots. And the color just means in the nudger, what color will it be? So like if you click on states, notice blue means it doesn't have one. Yellow is town. This is city, I believe. I'm not sure. Green is city. See, you can edit those. If you really want to. Yeah. So, editing your state, I will also leave this in the description, a whole copy of this when it's done. I'll actually probably do this one. So the first thing is resources. This is pretty basic. You can put it anywhere. Just make sure it's not in your history. So resources equals, then whatever these are, and then steel, and then the amount. So if I wanted oil, it'd be oil like 10. And depending on the research and technology that might, or the infrastructure, it might increase, decrease by a few. But there's oil, steel, and a few others. I'm not going to add resources into the state because for this country I actually don't want it. But I will copy this one. This state file right here that you're looking at has basically everything you need because this is a one province country, so I had to jam it all into one state. So there's resources, then there's history equals, and this is easier, and then building equals. So this is infrastructure, the infrastructure of the state. It goes from 1 to 10. Then, having issues. Alright, then there's owner and add core of. So this is who's actually going to get the state. Don't put this in buildings, put this in your history. Hold up. Alright, so the owner is going to be C18 because that's my country tag that I just made. And who gets a core of it? Obviously my own country, I want them to have a core. Victory points. Okay, so if you want to add a victory point, you set it also in history. Victory underscore points. Make sure it has an S. This is the province number. Province number. So I want my capital of this state to be here. So 2221. 2221. This is the size. 10 is going to be a super small dot. 20 is going to be a large dot. And pretty much anything bigger than that is going to be the capital of the state. So 30 is going to be the capital. So if I set it here, the capital will move here, as long as this victory point is the largest. Now, you also need to load up victory underscore points, which you can copy from the base game. And all it is you just victory underscore points, then this is the province name. So it would be 2221. And then name it. What is the victory point going to be called? I don't know. Osnington or whatever I named our country. Then you have buildings. There's infrastructure, which is the infrastructure. There's arms factories, which is the military factories. Industrial complex, which is civilian factories, and this is the amount that you want, obviously. Dockyard, how many dockyards you need. And then whatever this is, so this is the province number, and then this, if you want to add a naval base, which I'm not gonna because mine's landlocked. So let's say I wanted to add one here. So it'd be 1577, which I can't do because this is a different state. But you'd add the province ID equals brackets, naval underscore base, and then the level of it, 1 through 10. Whew, okay. See, category, this doesn't matter, you can delete it. How many people living in the state, and that's really it. There's not much more to it. Now, after you set your buildings, you'll need to go into the nudger and go into buildings. I'm gonna have to reload the game though first, so we'll do that. So let me reload the game and load back up. So the next thing that we're going to do is units after this, which is pretty simple as well, actually, which I'll get into now. So all you'll need for units is your history file, and that should be it. History and units, obviously. So we're going to do it for C18. So open up, I got an error. Open up this. This is the OOP. So make sure it's just your country tag, units. Copy one of the base game ones like Albania or something. I'll also leave this in the description. The description is going to be goddamn huge. So let's see. Where's one of mine? Here we go. So I just like to name them my country tag. So open that, and I'll get into it. But first, let's look. There's our country. Obviously, I didn't edit the color, so it looks really bad. The last thing you'll need to do is just quickly, for your country, I almost forgot. Country, where is it? Countries, English. You're going to set your country tag, then all of these, and then the name. Oh, shoot. I accidentally deleted it. A little tip, because copying and pasting these and changing them one by one is insufferable. Copy and paste one of these, and then just delete it. So just do Control F, and then find C17 or the country tag, and name it dash or the hashtag test. Then do the same for this. Or type this in, whatever's easier. And then name it placeholder. And paste. Oh my god, I just got rid of it. Alright, it doesn't matter. But it's fine. I just got rid of one of my country tags. But basically what you'll do is every time you want to make a new country tag, copy this, then find placeholder. Name it to whatever you want. So we'll just name it, what was it? Osnington, and find test. Oops, I did that wrong. Test, and name it just C18. Enter. You should still have that. Copy and paste it, and then boom. It makes your life so much easier. And I don't know if you can reload it, but basically the name will pop up there. And then you can change the colors, which I showed you earlier. And yeah, that's your country. Now to make units quickly. Oops, C18, create that. Then you're going to see division template. This is the name of the template. So we're going to name it local guard. This is the regiments. So this is kind of difficult to explain. But, you know, if you know HOI4, if you play the game, you'll know this better. Basically, it's a grid pattern. X, there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 5. And then Y up to 5 or something like that. And basically, I would just copy this and then look at it in-game and edit it from there. And look at other examples. You can add support equipment and all that. I'm going to keep this short, and I would just copy this. This will make a 10-width infantry division for you. Then you're going to do units and that, and then division, that. Make sure you have these. Name. This is the name of the division, local guard. I'm only going to make one. Make my life easy. I don't want this nation being super overpowered. So the start equipment factor, how much, this will randomize around 85%, so you'll have 85% of manpower and equipment. Start experience factor, you'll have to mess around with this a bit, but I believe this is trained, which is like the middle point, like halfway around. This is like halfway trained, basically. The division template, just copy from what we named the division template. And the location, the province location, so 2221. 2221. Like I said, I'll be getting into fleets at a different time because this is so complicated. I'm so sorry. It's going to take another half an hour to explain. This video is getting long already. So yeah, that's pretty much it for units. If you want to make another division, you just copy and paste this, set the location, set the experience, that, name, and I'll reload right here with you guys. If we have any errors, I will fix them, but we really shouldn't. Yeah, there we go. So, I know I didn't show you guys political advisors today. That is actually a little complicated too. It's not that hard. And then national focus is another thing that'll take a while. So yeah, the only error that I'm getting is dictator for my country. Remember how I added the trait? I don't know what I did wrong there, but if we open up a game, you can see, it's hard to see, but Osnington, it says it there. Here's our pie chart. Our country leader is there. The reason the picture isn't showing up is probably because that doesn't exist. Meaning, this picture is wrong, so maybe 6. So yeah, you can see we're neutral. If we load up the game, still getting that dictator error. Here's our country, our nation. You see? Current fighting strength, 85%. Manpower, see how I have an extra? It's because I have, this division costs 5k. Remember how I gave us like extra 5k manpower? Osnington, there you go. There it is. Pretty simple. Also, yeah, the number you set it is the amount of victory points it's worth, so remember that. And that's really it. If I forgot anything, let me know. That's the 0.2 experience factor. There's one last thing you need to do, though. This is really, really important, so do not leave yet. In the nudger, if you set buildings into your state file, so remember what it was industrial arms factories and industrial complex. If you added those to your state, this is really important. Really important. You want to go here and just click buildings. Validate all. Not validate so all states. Random all states, and it'll really be laggy. But you're gonna validate all of them. Click save. And units. This doesn't matter. This is just like the animations. If you really want to do that, you can just do auto in all and then save it. Basically, after you do that, go to your file, go into map, then go into, where is it? Go back here, go into map, and then it'll auto them for you. Drag them in. Otherwise, you're going to get a bunch of errors and they might not work. And then just replace those files. That's super important. Make sure you do that. And that's really it, guys. After you add a new building, though, you have to do that. Or you can manually do it, but I have 3D details off. That's really it for today, guys. I know I didn't do everything, but this is already taking so long. So, yeah. If there's anything else you want to know or need help with, just let me know. And, yeah, that's all.